Oh, you're here. It's been a crazy couple weeks here at MVL. Right now we're pretty low on inventory, but I got something pretty cool. It's a front engine V12. Can you guess what it is? It won't last long, so I thought I'd shoot this quick. Let's go take a look at it. So like I said, it's a 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12, something they're not really doing anymore, but let's take a look. It's not a 12 cylinder, but to me it's something that looks even better. But today we'll be reviewing the 2023 812 GTS. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to source a car consignment, have us find a car, or even if you found a car and you're looking for financing, feel free to reach out to us at MVL. My contact's below. Enjoy the video. Now, if you look at this thing, like it kind of just takes your breath away. And the reason why I say that is because it's not often you see a target top in a Ferrari that doesn't lose the Ferrari silhouette. Like it's not really a convertible. It gives you that comfort of like a coupe interior, but you also get the drama from having a drop top, which is pretty cool. And then the front end of this car, stunning, like incredible. They've done, like again, I'm just gonna say incredible. That's all you can pretty much say. They've done a really good job with this. It's a 6.5 liter V12, naturally aspirated, no turbos, just raw engine power, 9,000 RPM. When you open this thing up, it's crazy. We've got stock exhausts on it, but I'd put a Novatec on it 100%. Even if you want to do some research like the N Largo, which is an 812 GTS or the Superfast. The Superfast is just the coupe version of the 812. They changed the body, but they almost just make the mouth a bit bigger, and it's like just monochromatic, and it looks amazing, but this is kind of what Ferrari thought. Let's have like a clean, elegant, raw looking sports car, because again, it is a touring car, but this is a sports car. It's gonna feel more analog than something like a 296 or the SF90. Sure, those cars have more horsepower, but it's not gonna feel as analog as the 812 GTS. All right, let's take a look at the fit and finishing of these rims. These are R20s, so they're 20-inch rims, but you've got like a flat finish, but like you have your stainless steel alloy on the inside of these forged rims, and I think they look insane. Again, carbon ceramic brakes on this. This car is optioned with the front axle, so the front does go up and or down. On sports cars, I think that's absolutely mandatory, no matter what the car is, because look, like right now it's not raised, and like you pretty much just have like a hand's width between hitting the bumper, which could be finished in forged carbon, which is extremely expensive to replace within a Ferrari. This one doesn't have it. That doesn't make it not as good as the one with carbon, sorry. But the fit and finishing is incredible on this. All the way to the side, look how long this front engine is. Again, 6.5 liter, 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, which I think is crazy because again, you got the naturally aspirated engine in the car and it screams at 9,000 RPMs in the back. You got your gas on the right here. And then if we come all the way here, the rear on this car, like it's just sexy. To be honest with you, there's nothing else to say about it. Like it's beautiful. It does kind of take, I'm a bit of a car guy if you haven't noticed, so it does take my breath away 100%, because to me, something like this is art. You don't see it often. It's a very desirable collector's Ferrari model, which is huge. And I would go, if I'm choosing the 812 all day, I would choose the GTS, because again, like I mentioned earlier, the GTS is a nice combination because it doesn't lose the silhouette of Ferraris, but it is a drop top, so you can take it off without losing the coupe feel. So it's almost like having a huge sunroof in the vehicle. Again, come around all the way to the side. I want to touch up on the rims. The rims, the fit and finishing on this car, stunning. It's finished in Rosso Corsa, which again is your classic Ferrari color. Like to give you an idea, just over here, I've got an F12, which is a really cool car. This is the successor to the F12. But again, you'll notice the front, it's not as dramatic as the 812. And then this is a super fast, so it's not the GTS, and it doesn't Like it looks incredible, but when we look at this, like the rear, like it gives it a different appeal. And to be honest with you, if you are buying an 812 and you're thinking to have, you know what, I want a low kilometer car, something that's collectible, then this is the car, because it only has 2,800 kilometers on it, and it's a 2023, which is a rare find. Let's take a look inside. All right, before we get in this thing, I'm not the slimmest guy. These are carbon bucket seats, so it is pretty hard to get in and out, but it's actually easier than a lot of other carbon bucket seats that you'll see. So everything in the back is finished in carbon, and then you'll have your side bolsters, which will keep the body roll very too much to a minimum. No power seats when you choose these seats, which is, you know what, it's a sports car. I don't really care for powered seats. Less weight, less modules. I just want to drive fast. That's pretty much it. So on the side here, you can pump your seat up and or down, and then just in between your legs, you'll be able to pull the lever and kind of just shimmy the seat forward and or back like we used to in a 2000 Civic. All right, let's hop on in. All right, now we're in the 812 GTS. I'm not gonna fire this up because it's extremely loud, but what I will do is turn on the ignition, and what you'll see is the RPM light, which was pretty cool. So green means you're good, blue means you're ready to shift, and red means automatically shift. You'll see a couple of displays here, like here. This is a pretty neat feature. They've added a screen here, and it's just gonna show you like the RPM, how quick you're going. Hopefully it's fast in this vehicle. Just so your passenger almost has that feel of being connected if they're not driving the car. But I mean, emotionally, if you're listening to that V12, you're probably gonna be connected, but this just kind of adds that extra feel to the passenger, which is nice. And I like that they've done that. Here's just your pretty standard fans. You will have to move them manually, but I do like the way they present themselves cosmetically. I think they look really good. You got your fit and finishing all in carbon fiber in the car. So you'll have your carbon fiber here, here, and all throughout the door is carbon fiber. They have the extended leather on this car, which is nice. So you'll see really nice fit and finishing. Everything feels good. You'll have like that Bordeaux red finishing deviated stitch, consistent to the seats and the door panels, which looks really nice. Kind of ties everything in. Scuderia shields, also in red, which I love seeing. The prancing horse, bright red, screaming Ferrari red, which is cool. Carbon fiber steering wheel. I touched up on the little LED light bar. I love that Ferrari does that, because it does really make you feel like you're in a racing car cockpit. So if you're driving downshifting, upshifting, not only do you get the exhaust going crazy back there, but you also have these cool little lights that you see like Formula One drivers have and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. Again, full steering wheel is in carbon fiber with leather wrapped inserts in the side here. Again, I think that's huge, because a lot of manufacturers, if they do a full carbon wheel, like it gets banged up because people wear rings or whatever it is, and it just tarnishes pretty quickly, especially if it's high gloss like this. Pretty cool. You may or may not know if you haven't been in a Ferrari, but their turn signals are on the wheel, left, right, which is pretty cool. If you just tap it in like so, it'll blink 3 times and then it'll stop for you, which is cool. And then you'll have your ignition here. This is your suspension, so you can stiffen your dampers 25%. And then these are just like your little lights. So everything that you need to do while driving is actually located on the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. Because if you think about it, when you're driving, this is pretty cool, but there's nothing like the G-force setting you back in your seat and you just changing lanes just like so. It almost feels like a video game, which is pretty cool. Carbon fiber paddle shifters, which is nice. In front of me, I'll have 2 digital displays with my tach in the middle. I love that. The only thing you should be worrying about in a car like this is the RPM. 9,000 RPM in this car. Naturally aspirated 6.5 liter V12 in the front. So it definitely screams, but again, when you're driving, no one really watches the speed on this. You just really want to see where you're at in the RPMs to be engaged with the car. But moving to the right, you'll have just your little digital display, and everything to change, you just toggle through this little dial. So this dial here changes the information here, so I could see my map, I can see where I want to go, I can see my music, I could see if my phone's paired. That's also where you'll be able to connect Apple CarPlay. That is paired in this car. As I change the dial here, it'll be like a normal touchscreen that you'd have in your car. You have your phone, Navi, media, that's where you'd play music or whatever it is. Then you'll have your radio, satellite radio is equipped in the car. And then you'll have your speedometer, which will just tell you how quick you're going. On the left-hand side, you'll have a very similar dial just right here. And this is where you'll see your tire pressure, your engine oil, how hot the engine is, your PSI, all of that. And you can just toggle through on the fly, which is nice. So again, to adjust the left screen is here, to adjust the right screen is here. And then just this little dial is your volume for the entertainment. And that's pretty much it. You got your basic climate control. So you'll have the degrees Celsius just on your little screen here, which it will display. Fan, defog front and rear, just like your normal standard car. And then I love this. This is pretty cool, the way they've elevated this, because on a lot of Ferraris, this is just flat, but this is really user-friendly. So to put the car in drive, when you're driving a Ferrari, you just upshift, and that's how you get into gear 1. But if you want it to go into neutral, you just click downshift and upshift at the same time, and it'll go into neutral. And then if you wanted to put reverse, you just select here, and that'll go reverse, auto. So if you're downshifting, upshifting, or driving, everything will feel very similar to like the F1 transmission that Ferrari has. But if you do not change your gears, the computer will not change it for you. So it'll scream all the way to 9,000. So if you get into that and it kind of scares you, just click auto and that'll put you back into just the computer doing what it's got to do. Then you'll have your windows here. This is for the little targa top. Again, I love the GTS, gives you the coupe feel. And then this is for your little window in the back to minimize road noise. So you can move it up and or down. All right, we're gonna fire this baby up. I want you to hear a naturally aspirated V12. All right, so that's pretty much the basics of the interior. I touched up on what the car's optioned with. We went over the exterior already. Again, cosmetically, this car is stunning. There's really nothing you can nitpick on this car and say, what could they have done better? Because in my review, I don't think they could have done absolutely anything. And I mean, again, I touched up on the Novatec earlier in the video, but that's more performance-based. And what they'll do is they'll put a body kit on the vehicle that does kind of elevate it again. But Ferrari's not looking for that. They want something that's both classy. They want something that's analog. They want something that when you get in it, you know it's a Ferrari. So they want a bit of elegance, but when you're behind the wheel, there's a ton of performance. And I think by far they are the most superior automotive brand at checking both of those boxes. So you let me know down below, do you like the A12 Superfast? Do you like the GTS better? What are your thoughts on Novatec in general or the N Largo edition of this? I'm Jonathan, and thanks for watching.